Hi, my name is Justin Kleidemarker.
And my name is Paige Kleidemarker. And we founded the company PJ Pillows with the intent of creating custom-made photo pillows with all proceeds going to Alzheimer's research. However, these pillows are great for any occasion.
Today I'll be showing you how to make these pillows while using 7-ounce Premier 100% duck cotton.
To make a 16 by 16 inch photo pillow, you will first need to cut up 3 pieces of fabric. The first piece will be for the front panel. The next 2 pieces will form the back envelope of the pillow. So the first piece you will need is the front panel. This will be a 17 by 17 inch piece of fabric. The extra inch allows for seam allowance. Next, you will need 2 pieces of 17 by 12 inch fabric. These 2 pieces will form the back envelope of the pillow as seen here.
First, we'll be cutting the fabric. We'll need a ruler, a strong pair of scissors, and a fabric pen. The front panels and the 2 envelope panels of the pillow each have a 17-inch side. This means that we'll be needing to mark 17 inches and just cutting along that line.
Cut the 17-inch piece of fabric, you will need to start cutting out the widths for the different panels. So first you'll need to mark off 17 inches for the front panel. And you will do this with the fabric pen. After you mark off the 17 inches, you will need to mark off the 2 12-inch pieces for the 2 side envelope panels. So going from the 17-inch mark, you will mark off 12, and then from there, you will add another 12. And then after you have these marks, you will make the lines so you can go on and cut them. After you have your 3 lines marked off, you can cut your pillows. You can cut your fabric.
After choosing a meaningful photo, we must print it. We have to make sure that it's 8 by 10 inches so that it fits onto the pillow nicely. And you can also crop it however you want to make it look nice. So we'll also be using June Taylor Color Fast sew-in fabric sheets, and we'll just be putting it in here and then printing. The printer we use is Epson SureColor P400, and we use it because it makes really quality photos and that lasts for a really long time. It's a bit more expensive, but you can use whatever you want. After printing the picture, we're going to let it sit for 10 minutes to let all the ink set in. So first we're going to peel off the backing. So we're just going to peel it off like this. And now what we're going to do is we are going to iron it. And basically the heat is going to help the ink also set in. So you want to have it on cotton setting because this is a cotton picture. And so you want to do this for around 2 minutes. How to get rid of any excess ink so that you can wash it later on, we need to soak it in room temperature water. So we're going to put it in here. Just make sure that everything is soaked. And now once you've soaked it, we're going to take it out. And now you can let it dry. Or if you want to speed it up, you can use iron it. You can iron it. So basically now what we're going to do is we're going to get our 2 12 by 17 inch back flaps, which we've already cut before. And we're going to make a back panel out of them. And so to make the back panel, you're going to need to make the fold that's 1/2 inch. So you want to get this, you want to get a ruler, and just try to make sure it's about 1/2 inch. So you see here it's about 1/2 inch. And so now you're going to iron this down. And after you're done ironing it, you're going to fold it again, and you're going to iron this fold another time. And so basically what this lets you do is have a nice line where you can sew off of.
So now we will be sewing in the hem. So to do this, we will be using just your standard universal thread and a straight stitch. So you want to make sure the end of the hem is lined up with the end of the machine, and it will just be a straight line all the way across. And you can also choose to include a tag with information about how to wash, but that's completely optional. So first you're going to start off, make sure the foot is down, and you want to do a back stitch. Do a couple back stitches, and this is just going to make sure that it won't unravel. And then so after you have a couple of the back stitches, it's just an easy straightforward stitch all the way across. The final step for preparing the photo is to make sure any of the whites showing from the picture are folded back and ironed down to create nice, clean, straight lines with only the photo. And now we're going to want to center the picture onto the front panel. So the easiest way to do this is to fold the front panel in the quarters, really making sure that the crease is visible. So after you have the front panel folded in the quarters, you're going to want to do the same thing with the picture. So after you have them folded and the creases visible, you're going to want to match the lines from these creases with the lines of these creases, paying special attention to the center point. And now make sure that the picture is completely centered on the front panel. So you just line it up and see, and once you think it looks okay, you can we're going to be using this temporary adhesive, and what this does is it'll make the picture temporarily stick onto the pillow fabric, so when you sew it, it won't be moving around, and then later the stitch will keep it in place. So you're just going to want to spray it on and then use the technique I was just explaining. So you match up the center points and make sure the lines match. And then you just stick it on. So to sew the stitch around the picture, you're going to want to make sure the picture is centered with the notch on the sewing machine, and this will be your indicator line. So you want to make sure it follows that straight line all the way across. And so now we're going to be using a superior thread just to make the decorative stitch a little bit nicer, but any universal standard thread will work equally as good. And for the stitches, here are the options. This is a Brother sewing machine. And you can use a straight stitch, which is perfectly fine, just to secure the picture onto the pillow. But you could also use a blanket stitch, which will give the picture a more decorative element. So today we'll be using number 11. Now it's time to align the front panel with the two back panels and get ready to sew the pillow together. So we want the front panel facing forward with the picture facing up. And then we're going to get our two back panels and line them up with each other like this. And then get your second one, line it up like this. And so you see it's going to be turned inside out, so that's why the picture is going to be facing up. So when you put it inside out, it'll be facing forward and it will be on the outside. So after you have it lined up like this, you want to mark off where you will be sewing, where you will be serging or sewing, depending on what you choose to do, the hem. So you're going to want to create a 1-inch seam line all the way across the pillow.
For this next part, we're going to be serging. And so basically it's just the final step. And you can use a straight stitch. However, sergers are faster and they keep the thread from unraveling. And so we're going to do these sides first. This side here, and then this side first. And then after, we're going to do this. And just try to keep the fabric from bunching because it might ruin the pillow. So here you can see the beautiful stitching that the serger gives. And so now just to finish everything up, we're going to take out the pins and then fold it inside out. After putting in the pillow form, voila, we have our finished pillow. So here you can see our nice stitching, and at the back, you can see the 2 back flaps, and also the pillow form. So if you want to wash this, just take out the pillow form, and then put it in cold water and line dry it. If you have any more questions, email us at pjpillows@gmail.com, and if you want to check out our website, go to www.pjpillows.org.